America has more than 250,000 rivers, 3 million lakes, and over 12,000 miles of coastline. And almost all of it has something in it. Most of what lives in American water is harmless. Most of it is beautiful. But across every state in the country, from the Arctic coastline of Alaska to the coral flats of Florida, from the mountain lakes of Colorado to the bayous of Louisiana, there is a specific animal in that water that sits at the top of the local danger ranking. Not the most venomous globally, not the largest in the ocean, the most dangerous to the specific people, in the specific water, in that specific state. Here is the deadliest water animal in every U.S. state, ranked by what the data and the documented incident record actually supports. The Southeast, the American alligator. Florida, Georgia, South Carolina, North Carolina, Alabama, Mississippi, Louisiana, Arkansas, Texas coastal regions. The American alligator is the deadliest water animal across more U.S. states than any other single species, and the reason is simple. It is an apex predator that has been expanding its range and its population simultaneously with the expansion of human residential development into wetland margins. Florida alone hosts over 1.3 million alligators distributed across every water body in the state. Lakes, rivers, canals, drainage ditches, and retention ponds in the middle of residential subdivisions. The alligator's ambush hunting strategy, total stillness, total concealment, a strike that closes the final distance in under a second, produces a specific danger profile in human-adjacent water. People do not see the threat because the threat has specifically evolved to not be seen. Between 1948 and 2021, Florida recorded 442 documented alligator attacks, of which 26 were fatal. Louisiana, Georgia, and South Carolina contribute additional fatalities across the same period. The trajectory is upward in every state where alligator populations have recovered following 20th century protection. More animals, more range, more human alligator overlap at the water's edge. The documented fatality profile is specific. Attacks most commonly occur when a person swims in posted alligator habitat, walks a pet at the water's edge after dark, or approaches a basking alligator for a photograph. The alligator does not chase swimmers from distance. It is already there, in the water you are entering, deciding. The Gulf and Atlantic coast, the bull shark. Virginia, Maryland, Delaware, New Jersey, Georgia coast, Mississippi coast, Louisiana coast, Texas coast. The bull shark is the deadliest water animal along the American Gulf and Atlantic coastlines, not because it is the largest shark species encountered in those waters, but because of where it hunts. Shallow, murky, nearshore water that precisely describes every popular swimming beach, every river mouth, every estuary and tidal creek that coastal Americans wade into without thinking twice. Bull sharks are one of the only shark species that regularly enter fresh water. They have been documented in the Mississippi River as far north as Illinois, in the Potomac River near Washington, D.C., and in river systems connected to the Gulf Coast across multiple states. Unlike the great white, which hunts in open water at depths that most recreational swimmers never occupy, the bull shark specifically operates at wading depth. The attack profile in documented U.S. cases is consistent: shallow water, murky visibility, proximity to a river mouth or estuary, where the fresh salt water mixing bull sharks specifically prefer to hunt. States along the Gulf and Mid-Atlantic that lack significant alligator populations, but sit on coastlines where bull sharks are seasonally present, hold the bull shark as their primary water animal danger by incident documentation. The Pacific Coast, the great white shark. California, Oregon, Washington. The great white shark is the documented deadliest water animal along the American Pacific coast, concentrated with particular density around the California coastline from roughly Point Conception northward to the Oregon border. The region wildlife biologists call the Red Triangle, named for its shape on a map and the frequency of great white activity within it. The Red Triangle hosts one of the largest concentrations of great white sharks in the world, drawn by the dense population of California sea lions and elephant seals that breed along its rocky coastline. Documented attacks on surfers, kayakers, and divers in the Red Triangle represent the single largest cluster of great white shark attacks in the United States, with the Farallon Islands off San Francisco, Año Nuevo State Park, and the waters around Point Reyes specifically producing repeated documented incidents across decades. What makes the Pacific Coast great white danger distinct from Gulf Coast shark danger is the prey profile. Great whites in this region are hunting large marine mammals, and the silhouette of a surfer on a board from below is, as researchers using shark vision simulation studies have documented, essentially indistinguishable from a seal. The attacks are not predatory in the sustained sense. The bite and release pattern that follows when the shark discovers its error dominates the Pacific incident record. But the force of a great white's investigatory bite is sufficient to produce fatal blood loss before any error is discovered. The Great Lakes states, the muskellunge and the snapping turtle. Michigan, Wisconsin, Minnesota, Illinois, Indiana, Ohio, Pennsylvania, New York. The Great Lakes states present a genuinely different answer to this question than either the coastal or the southeast states, because no single dangerous predator dominates their freshwater systems the way alligators dominate the southeast or bull sharks dominate Gulf waters. By documented incident frequency, the most consistently dangerous water animals across Great Lakes freshwater systems are the muskellunge, the largest member of the pike family, reaching over 5 feet and known to bite swimmers who contact them in shallow water, and the common snapping turtle, whose bite force is documented as sufficient to sever fingers and whose nesting season overland movements bring it into regular contact with swimmers, boaters, and trail users along the freshwater corridors of every Great Lakes state. The muskellunge's attacks on humans are not predatory in a sustained sense. They are investigatory. The species uses its mouth to assess unfamiliar objects in its territory, and a foot or hand in shallow water is assessed the same way. But the muskellunge's teeth are designed to grip and hold slippery fish, and an investigatory bite on a swimmer's foot produces the same lacerations as a deliberate attack. The snapping turtle's danger is concentrated in the nesting season, when large females travel overland to deposit eggs and respond to contact with a strike that wildlife handlers describe as among the most powerful per body size of any freshwater animal in the region. Alaska and Hawaii, two completely different answers. Alaska, the Pacific sleeper shark, and the brown bear in coastal water. Alaska's answer depends entirely on whether you consider coastal waters separately from open ocean. In Alaska's river systems during salmon season, the brown bear wading in the same river as a sport fisherman is the documented primary danger. Bears are the leading cause of wildlife-related human mortality in Alaska, and the river corridor is exactly where the highest density human-bear overlap occurs. In Alaska's coastal and open ocean waters, the Pacific sleeper shark, a large deep-water species occasionally encountered by divers and kayakers in nearshore zones, represents the most documented shark danger in a state where great whites are not common and bull sharks are absent entirely. Hawaii, the tiger shark. Hawaii's answer is unambiguous. The tiger shark is responsible for the majority of documented shark attacks in Hawaiian waters, with Maui's north shore and the waters off Oahu's north shore specifically producing repeated incidents across the documented attack record. Tiger sharks hunt in the same shallow reef and nearshore waters where Hawaiian surf culture operates, are active at dawn and dusk when surfing sessions often begin and end, and unlike great whites, tiger sharks are documented as pursuing sustained predatory attacks rather than single investigatory bites. Hawaii averages more shark attacks per year relative to ocean visitor numbers than most mainland U.S. coastlines, and tiger sharks are responsible for the majority of the fatalities in that record. The Mountain West and landlocked states, the cottonmouth, the snapping turtle, and the unexpected answer. Colorado, Utah, Nevada, Idaho, Montana, Wyoming, North Dakota, South Dakota, Nebraska, Kansas, Oklahoma, Iowa, Missouri, Kentucky, West Virginia, Virginia inland, Tennessee, Indiana inland. The landlocked and Mountain West states present the most honest answer on this list, because for many of them, the deadliest water animal is not a predator at all in the conventional sense. It is the mosquito. Across the landlocked interior states where no alligator, no bull shark, no coastal shark species operates, the mosquito, found in every standing water body from Montana's high lakes to Oklahoma's river bottoms, is the documented leading cause of water-associated animal fatality through the diseases it vectors. West Nile virus, transmitted by mosquitoes breeding in exactly the warm, slow-moving water of the interior state's lakes and rivers, has produced more documented deaths in Colorado, Nebraska, South Dakota, and Oklahoma than any freshwater predator in those states' recorded history. For the Appalachian states with significant water systems, Tennessee, Kentucky, West Virginia, the cottonmouth occupies the water-specific danger ranking as the only venomous water snake in North America, found in the river systems and wetlands of the region and responsible for documented bites across every state where it is present. Here is what this ranking reveals, and it matters more than any individual entry. The deadliest water animal in your state is almost never the one you are afraid of. It is the one you are not looking for, because it lives in water you use routinely, because it looks like nothing dangerous from the surface, or because its danger accumulates invisibly over time rather than announcing itself in a single dramatic encounter. The alligator is in the retention pond behind the Florida neighborhood. The bull shark is in the river mouth where the kids swim. The tiger shark is in the water before the surf session starts. The mosquito is breeding in the tire in your backyard. The water is the same water it has always been. It simply has more in it than you can see from the shore.